Alright then, so let's get this thing started, shall we? Greetings trainers, KuroBlitz here, and welcome back to another video on my channel. So, in regards to what I'm going to talk about today, this was meant to be the last video of 2022, but stuff happened personally, and also my birthday happened, and the New Year's happened, and etc, etc, so I couldn't record my thoughts about the new series that it's going to be broadcasted in April for the Pokemon anime. But now I really want to start to talk about this, right? So yeah, I just want to give my first thoughts of this announcement and whatever, because we really didn't got anything going for it, right? But next week we are going to get the Ash epilogue, the mini series, the Metase Pokemon Master, which apparently we knew that in episode 1 we're going to get a Latias episode, and the next 2 weeks it's going to be Misty with a Clauncher, and in the other one we're going to get Brock and Silent and a Hatterene Witch Forest or whatever. So it feels like they are re-meeting companions, but it's a mini series. It's just a farewell and a send-off to get for Ash to smoothly leave because Journeys couldn't cut it, right? But yeah, besides that, this new Pokemon series, I'm going to address the new characters as Liko and Roy, because she has the little L from the Pokemon League, right? And Liko and Roy, LR, left and right, they have the colors from from the Joy-Cons, right? They have the colors of the Joy-Cons, and the series will be in Paldea and beyond, right? We know this. We know that the show will be, in Paldea and beyond, because, we see various starters in the... we do see various starters in the preview trailer, and we also see Shiny Rayquaza, and I just want to say this, I feel like Shiny Rayquaza, it's not only, the linchpin for, sorry for the stuttering. Shiny Rayquaza will be like the new Ho-Ho, it will just be this, looming presence, if anything, right? It will just be, the call for adventure. If anything, I feel like Rayquaza, and being a shiny one, right? If we get like a year and a half plot, we will get, imagine for example that we get a year and a half plot from April 2023 to September 2024, and after 18 months we get the 20th anniversary of Pokemon Emerald. So if anything, they can actually do a plot about that, right? But yeah, Liko and Roy. Apparently Liko will get Sprigatito, and Roy might get the other two. I really hope that Quaxley doesn't evolve, if anything. And I would really like for for Pokemon to tackle other genres of anime, because look at the girl, she has a cat. Cats in anime, they are always magical creatures, for magical girls, right? For Maho Shoujo. And transformation anime are cool. Pokemon, very many times than not, they also did super, like in Sun and Moon they had this little segment, right? When TV Tokyo turned 50 and they had the Alola television turned 52. Not 52 the number, but 50 TOO. But yeah, we got Malo, Lily, and Lana just doing this little pre-cure transformation, and in several other instances of the Pokemon anime we got various superheroes and Super Sentais and Kamen Riders, and I think it would be cool if, for example, Roy had, for example, one of the starters being his personal one, and the other being like his workforce one. But that's the beauty of it, we don't know. Without Ash, this show has no boundaries, no limits. They can basically do whatever they want. We don't even know if the girl will just have all 3 starters, right? Because in older posters we kind of see Chimchar alongside Brock, even though Ash had both of them, right? Even in Alola we got Eevee with Ash, but he became Lana's Pokemon. So posters are misleading. Don't get the posters just all about with that, right? But yeah, that's the beauty of it, if anything. But yeah, Um, man, I'm just so happy, right? Because we don't know anything about this show, and not knowing it's magical, because this could be a sequel. This could be set in another universe where they don't have to adhere to past lore, mythos, or even go with the bad habits and the minutiae that the old anime had. They can basically do anything. This could even be concurrent with Ash's journey. Like, for example, imagine this is in Paldea, right? And while they are in Paldea because Ash was in this region. Let's say Kanto. When Ash goes to Kanto, they go to Johto. No. When Ash goes to Johto, they go to Kanto. When Ash goes to Hoenn, they go to Johto. Basically sequelizing Ash, but still in his own universe, right? Maybe not the same length of episode, which kind of brings me to a good point. This might be seasonal. Then again, I really doubt it, because Pokemon, it's Buy Our Toys, the franchise, it's a conglomerate machine, merch. They have to sell stuff. They really have to sell. So I don't think they're going to be seasonal, but I feel like, having, like, for example, mini arcs, or not mini arcs, or for example, like sagas, or actual cores, we simply don't have intervals within them. They could basically do that, because if we had like 18 months, we end at the 20 years of Emerald, and then another 18 months, we end at the 30 years of the franchise, and then another year, like the 4 extra year. We don't know if Gen 10 will be in what year, we don't know. If anything, like, because Gen 10 will be in the console after the Switch. So if anything, I think it would be cool if Gen 10 it's on 2020, if it's on 2026, it will be 4 years of Gen 9, and I don't know if they are going to do it. If anything, I would be okay if they did original content, like, for example, Orange Islands, Decolor, Battle Frontier, go tech, or for example, how Master ZX, they basically have their own lore, with Hoopa bringing characters from several canons and doing that original goulash of plot. Do that. We can meet characters from the games for the first time, and we don't need to basically reintroduce them, because the Pokemon fans know who they are. So for veteran viewers, it's good because we are seeing them in the anime for the first time. For new viewers, it's good because that way they are getting to meet these characters, and then they will play the old games. So basically it's a win-win situation for everybody. It's a win-win situation for everybody. Realistically, I feel like, maybe Pokemon Journeys had their bad stuff, I will not deny that. But I feel like, for better or worse, they have been preparing us for this. They didn't really do a good job at it, but I feel like the bad stuff from the recent Pokemon anime, they are helping us, with this, section. For example, we don't have a third character here, and maybe Chloe Koharu, she was like, an extra protagonist, like a side character, but she was sporadically showing up. We could have, a third companion, but it will not always be the same. Maybe in every region, or in every mini arc or whatever, we will have, for example, a third companion always, rotating. Like, for example, Todd Snap, Corina, Acerola, like, they are temporary, but they get their own arcs because of that, right? So that can work. If anything, I really feel like, this could be like, with all of the recaps and breaks or whatever, I feel like this might mean that this show will be bi-weekly, like how Detective Conan was, right? And there are a lot of plots that they can do. For example, they might meet a Cyclizar who is injured by Kilowattrel, and that's funny because it's it's an electric being electrocuting a bicycle. So I will say this. In the old days, and even with the current anime, I always believed that, the anime should always enhance the plot of the games in their own way, because they don't have any boundaries with it. Sword and Shield because Journeys wasn't the Sword and Shield arc, they didn't have to adhere to Galar entirely. And Sword and Shield sold well enough to the point where the anime didn't have to promote them. It would have been cool if it did, but they really didn't have the obligation for it. We had other stuff to promote Sword and Shield. We had Pokétoons, we have Twilight Wings, we had Master ZX, right? And even Pokemon Go to an extent with the regional forms and whatever. There was no restriction to it. And I feel like this, it's because, you know, I always joke about, you know, the black and white anime, they really didn't, you know, utilize the cast from the games. But they worked well because they had their own. So Black and White and Best Wishes, they are in Unova, but they are two unique Univas, and they work on their own right? So with the record sales that Scarlet and Violet got, I don't feel like the anime has this, you know, obligation to promote the games to this restrictive degree. They can basically just have Paldea as, you know, a beacon, a linchpin, a source, right? But they don't have to replicate the story of the games, because when you replicate the story of the games, you can basically do something different and amazing, like, you know, XYZ with Team Flare instead of the ultimate weapon, right? We got Zygarde, or you can have like a very diet version of it, right? You know, like for example, Team Plasma, or you can be, you know, very straightforward like Diamond and Pearl had, right? So just be original, just please be original. You can do anything. You don't need to copy the story of Scarlet and Violet, because if you do, you are just, you know, trying to replicate lightning in a bottle. No, make your own damn lightning. Don't replicate the story that it's great and try to, you know, reimagine it. Let other side anime do that. Be original. You have these characters, and I know a lot of people are saying, oh, this is Ash's daughter with Lana, or daughter because of the blue hair, or Serena because, you know, more shipping, or come on guys, like, I don't want for this girl to be related to Ash in any way, shape or form, because it limits the world, it's too convenient, and whatever she does, we will always be reminded of, you know, Ash. I really hope that Rika doesn't voice her, because that way we are not having Ash really leave. As for Roy really needs to be the son of Go and Chloe. I don't give two shits about it. if it is, and even if he isn't, that's okay, because, you know, I mean, but you know, Fuecoco and Quaxley, it's the starters, right? But he really looks a lot like Yaoi too. Let these kids be their own. Like, we don't even know if these might be generations after Ash and everyone else is, you know, perished from this world, which would be kind of dark, but you know, that's how the end of Dragon Ball GT is, so there's that, I suppose. And I know many people are saying, oh, her collar has a Thunderstone, and I'm like, you realize, like, if we get a Let's Go Johto or Legend Celebi, they would give this girl a Pichu and the Thunderstone to become a Pikachu, so this girl's Pichu would be like Dawn Cyndaquil, and I don't like that at all. I think it would be cool if she had a Bellibolt, because, you know, Poliwrath and, you know, Poliwhirl and, you know, Satoshi Tajiri's favorite Pokemon, right? But that's Iono's Pokemon. I feel like Iono will be one of the characters that might have the most chance of showing up. But then again, we never got Nessa in the anime, so that's the flip of a coin, right? For all we know, this girl might meet an Eevee, and I know, Eevee's for girls, right? But this girl might meet an Eevee, Eevee touches this Thunderstone, quote-unquote. We don't even know what this gem is. Maybe it's just, you know, a Terra Crystal for, you know, for Sprigatito. I want to tackle that later on. And maybe, you know, she catches a Jolteon from Jump, right? Because Jolteon has the needles and acupuncture, it links with aura. They can do whatever they want with it. Honestly, I would be okay if this girl was actually, you know, Jessie and James's daughter. Because, you know, the blue eyes and the blue hair. But, you know, the Rocket Child, if she was a Rocket Child, she would stand out more. She does, don't get me wrong, but I feel like she would stand out more, but come on now. She has Sprigatito, it's a cat like Meowth, and it's grass, right? So Victreebel, Cacnea, Carnivine, Amoonguss, you know, James's Pokemon, right? And I want to talk about it. So if we don't know if this girl will continue or if they are going to, always interchange, right? But if she continues, Sprigatito and Gen 10 will just be like how Bulbasaur was in Johto, so I don't know how to feel about that. But if they are always interchanging, this Sprigatito will become a Meowscarada, and Meowscarada will basically, it depends, right? Imagine, for example, if it's like Torracat to Incineroar, right? In half of this show, it will be a Sprigatito, in the other half, it will be Floragato. It would become Meowscarada in the end, and Meowscarada would go to Gen 10 territory. But if it's like Froakie to Frogadier and Greninja every year, every season, it will be broken, right? And with Protein, the way that Protein now works, we got Protein, and then, we got Terrestrializing. That's basically, you would have to be very smart on how you play, because you would always have Grass Terra, right? But your secondary type, it would not have to just be Dark. It could be, this would be absolutely amazing, okay? They really, really need to focus and enhance their battle choreography and creativity, because visuals are not the only thing that matters, but for first impressions, they matter a lot. And I'm really glad that they are sticking with the Journeys art style, because if old characters are to return, they already have, the blueprint for their character designs. They should not return at all times, because, if they do, they don't really go away. I cannot miss someone who never leaves. Same for Ash. It will dilute the value of his farewell. I feel like he could have, a movie this year. If we do get one, it will get announcement on Pokemon Day. Enrique-san turns 55, so we shall see, right? I really want to see these guys in the movie. Honestly, I'll be real with you. I feel like Go would benefit a lot from having his own trilogy. And then, his special episode, like how Ash had the Distant Blue Sky. But that's me. If you don't are up to it, I understand, right? And come on now, Team Rocket needs their closure in the Mesase mini-series. I don't care if Ash just battles Giovanni like how Red did in Origins, and it's just like a 10-minute conclusion. I prefer a 10-minute conclusion to no conclusion at all. Will it be Rush? Yes. But, at least it will have a finality. But there's a lot, right? And, with the battles, I know that, battles were very technical and by the books and with a very video game feel to it. And I really want to tell myself, I know that, we should basically lower and level our expectations, but it's a new Pokemon series. I am cautiously optimistic. Always. But I really, 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 really want for, this show to blow up all of my expectations. And the one thing I really want for this show to do, if they are really trying to, go with the vibe of video game battles, start to use held items. Start to use held items in battles. It's been long due. But yeah, I digress. I really, really do. And, I feel like the best part of this is that, they will travel the world like Ash, Go, and Chloe did in Journeys, but I feel like they learned from Journeys' mistakes of, the kids had a lot of jet lag, right? We were, globe-trotting and, region hopping every week. We don't get a sense of familiarity and placement with the places because we are not there for all the time. If we get, for example, a 3 to 5 episode mini arc, basically every month they are in every region, and since the hub will most likely be the Paldea Academy in Mesagosa, at least they will not have they will do what Journeys didn't, which was, being hubbed in Galar. So even if they don't world tour, they still have the hub in the region. But, every 3 to 5 episodes, basically a month, right? Basically a whole month, In this month they were in Kalos. In this month they were in Alola and whatever more. And maybe they can be in original. They can be in original regions or even regions from side games. Anything can happen. They have to unshackle their limitations. They really do. I will say this. I feel like Journeys could have been the series where, if you are touring the world, you can basically fix or conclude plots that you didn't in your time. Basically, use this show to do the opportunities that you didn't in your own. But Journeys didn't really had to be the Fix-It series. I feel like this one, it's not really fixing, but imagine for example we go to Alola and we see the Lake of the Moon and the Battle Tree, places we never been through before, or we go to Johto and we go to the Safari Zone there and we could basically meet Silver, or we go to Hoenn and we see the other three Elite Four members and Wally and Zinnia, do that! Please do that, come on, you can do anything with this. Be faithful, but be risky too, please. I really like the ambiguity of this. Ambiguity, it's the key to mystery. It's what brings life to the Pokemon world. We love the Pokemon world and all of its facets and multiverses and whatever more, because we love this, it's the expectation of the mystery. It's what makes this alive. It's what makes this feel alive. And man, I really, really, really love this. If they have to cut the chains with Ash, do it entirely. Let these dudes be their own characters. Let Liko be her own. And not only Pokemon changed main characters, they made a female protagonist. You know how huge this is? You know how huge this is to have Satoshi for 26 years and passing the baton to a girl. Especially when in the other prior shows, the girl was barely present, and in the other one, we got 3 competing for spotlight. And if we get, imagine that we get a Pikachu in this, which I really don't want to, but even if this Pikachu could have a different moveset from Ash's. It could even be a girl Pikachu, a female one with a heart-shaped tail. They can do so much, and I'm here for it. As I said before, I'm going to review the Mesase mini-series as prep work to review this series. And I just wanted to, give my thoughts on this. There's a lot that I would like to, say more, but I think I'm going to, save my thoughts for, for the later time, in 3 months, right? And just for you guys to see that I'm not bullshitting. Hey, hello, you see this? Chat below, picture on the other side. Yeah, this is mirrored, sorry. Chat, the Terra Talk, right? This is going to be, my review format of the episode, that I'm going to, put slides in this, right? This is going to be, how I want to start 2023, right? So, yeah, this video, it ends season 2. It's my video number 90, okay? 90. So, with the 11 episodes, we will get, 101, and we might get, 90, 50 weeks, 140, and with 10 additional extras, because I'm also, trying to do something for, the Pokemon Day and for the anime, and, I feel like this will be a great year. My main goal is to get 1,500 before spring starts, and 2K before the year ends. And I really hope that, boosting this algorithm, it will help a lot, because Journeys felt like a chore to review. This, not really. I want to, feel happy and invested in this, and I feel like this is going to be amazing. So, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and all of that jazz, right? Thank you so much, Keep on traveling, trainers. Thank you so much for the support, and let me know what types of videos you want to see in the comments, or I'll also be more active on the community tab. Take care and happy 2023.